welcome back to my Redstone tutorial. So this episode will be covering comparators, comparing signals, and subtracting, and we will also be covering how different things power different blocks. So we'll go to the next section for episode 2. So first we're going to start off with comparing. So basically how this works is it has to do with the redstone signal level. So as I mentioned last episode, redstone has 15 signals and it loses 1 each block it travels. So here it will output it. So basically in this example, this gets down to redstone level 11 and this gets down to level 1. So it sees that level 1 is less than 11, so it repeats this at level 11. It still has a delay though, so it's not any better than repeaters, and if this doesn't have any input at all, then it stays the same. And as all counts, it's 11 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And as you see here, it stops. And so here it won't output because the signal on the side is greater than the signal in the front or the back, so it doesn't output at all. So next we'll look at subtraction. So how this works is first it's the signal strength is 15, and here it is 13 because it's 15, 14, 13. So it subtracts 15 minus 13 equals 2. So you can see. And if this is greater than that, obviously it has no signal because it can't have like a negative signal. And here I showed an example of it keeps subtracting over time. And actually, if I remove this block and put it back, as you can see, it slowly goes out, and that's an example of this taking time to go through. And if it's powered, then these two light up, these two things. So that's actually pretty much it for the comparators. But now we're going to look at how different blocks power different things. Well, first we're going to look at this. So everything except redstone torches powers the block it's placed on, and that means visually placed on. So for example, like this lever is placed on the ground, so it powers this block. Well, I'll show you what that means in a second. For now, just know that it powers the block. But like this redstone block, you can't see anything different visually. When I placed it like on one of the redstone pieces. There wouldn't be a visual difference, but for example, if I put the lever on this block, then instead of powering that block, it'll power this block. Okay, so now we'll see what powering a block means. So powering a block means it would power all the redstone that's next to it, like right next to the block. So I have a little example here, and you'd also power where the lever is. Also, if this block was redstone, it would also be powered. Obviously, you can't place a lever on redstone, but if it's powered, if the block was powered some other way, then the redstone would be powered. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. So in these examples, I'm showing how these different items power things in different ways. So if there's a block next to it, it means it powers that block, and if there's redstone next to it, it means it powers that redstone. And when it powers a block, any redstone next to it will also be activated. Also, when it powers a block, if there's any items that can be powered, like a lamp or something, or a piston, then that's right next to it, then those will also be powered. So the first thing is the daylight detector. This won't power any blocks, but it'll just power the redstone right next to it. In 2 dimensions. Then the redstone torch, obviously, is an exception for being placed on, because it never, like you see, it's placed on this block, but it doesn't power that block. It always powers the block above it. So if, for example, if I put redstone here, it's powered, and it also powers redstone next to it. And next, the comparator. That just powers this block, nothing else. And it has the same role as a repeater, which I'll say in a second. Well, actually, you kind of saw it over there. It just like, it can only be powered over here. And on the right side is to compare things. And so it'll just power the block in front of it. So, for example, if I put redstone there, it also power the block redstone under it, as you can see in this example. And this is the redstone block, so just a redstone block kind of just acts as a powered block, and it also powers redstone under it, but you can't see that. And it also powers above it, so it acts like a powered block pretty much, except it's a different block. And for trap chest, I forgot redstone. Oh wait, never mind. It powers the same as redstone block. Never mind. So I don't need to. So a lever. I forgot to put redstone here. It powers things the same as tripwire. Just this has 2 hooks. So it powers this block and all these redstone. And tripwires, they can be floating as long as the whole thing is floating. As you can see, it's floating. And floating counts non-solid blocks. So it powers the same, except on both hooks. So it powers these blocks, and it powers this redstone. And all pressure plates power things the same way, and all buttons power things the same way. So pressure plates powers the block underneath it, and it powers all these blocks. And it would also, actually, levers and tripwire hooks and pressure plates and buttons and stuff also would power like an item above it, like a lamp. So it just redstone can't be placed like that. So it's, and same as trap chests. Well, actually, the power thing's the same as this. That has that example, so. And that also would be powered. And these would both power these. And it would power the push plate. And the button. So all of those would actually also be powered. Just you can't place redstone on top of those. So I didn't really mention it. So where was that? Pressure plate? Yeah, so it powers things like that, and it powers the block below it. And buttons, it powers this block and everything around it, all the redstone around it, plus this above. And this is not the redstone block again, it's showing repeater. So repeaters will only accept power from this side, from the back side, and then it'll only give power. It'll power a block in front of it. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. But next episode, we'll hopefully get to different types of gates. Now that this is basically all of the redstone rules, and next episode I'll show you some things that you can do with the rules. So, anyway, bye.